Good morning. So you're riding around with me. This is when I do most of my thinking anyway. So I figured, all right, you get to talk to me when I clean stalls, or you get to talk to me when I drive. In the last 2 days, I worked with two horses that reminded me of my pony Hunter. And why they reminded me of my pony Hunter was the absolute difference in the relay of the lead rope. So the struggles that are happening with the owner and the horse are demonstrated to me. And then I see the issues, I see the conflicts, and I see the behavior of the horse. And then the rope is handed to me. And you almost see the horse kind of straighten up, like the principal just came in the classroom, you almost see the horse straighten up. And then I can't reproduce those behaviors. I can't get the horse to do those things. And in one case, I actually attempted to cause the horse to do something in order to correct the horse, which was, and I even was apologetic of that. I should not have been kind of setting the horse up to do something wrong so I could show how to make that better if the horse did it to you with the intentions that the horse normally would do it to you, I suppose. The other horse, so that was one young horse, and it was like night and day. And, I'd work with the horse for a little while, and then I'd hand the horse back, and the horse would immediately begin doing all those other things again. And then the horse would be handed back to me, and those things would disappear. Now, this is not a thing at all. This is I need to find a better way to teach people. Because the other horse, I started to watch him get more and more offended by actions with no matching intention or body language, and the horse reacting in a defensive way, and the horse basically defending himself because I don't know what you want, right? And I've seen that in a couple horses over the last couple of years where the horses have been very, stomp their feet, get up in their owner's faces, kind of protesty, I don't know what you're asking me to do. And I haven't, prior to the last couple of years, really run into too many horses like that. I've run into a few, but I haven't run into too many. The other horse, I watched him, and I always say the horse just told me something. So I could kind of prepare the person or prepare myself to manage what the horse just said is going to happen next. So the horse displayed a facial expression that said, he's considering charging at you. Now that's bad, right? This is a horse who's kind of demonstrated some striking behavior. This is a horse who's demonstrated kicking. He's actually kicked his owner. He turned his butt on me twice, kicked at me once. He was a stallion, I think, until 8 months ago. And they just found out that he did get a hold of their mare, so he's actually a proven stud now. So he's had the experience of being a stallion, not just feeling like a full boy. He has since been gelded, but some of this behavior, I think, is residual stallion-like behavior. The charging for sure. But so anyway, he demonstrated a few facial expressions that said, I'm really kind of considering doing this to you if we don't get another agreement. And I think So like 2 times later, the horse did, but I had been able to prepare the owner for how to react to that to be effective. And then it's scary because when a horse demonstrates very strong at you behavior, depending on your personality, it might be natural for you to not only react to it, but then to retaliate for, how dare you come at me like that. It's fairly ineffective. And when they concede, it's hard to be like, now that's a good boy, right? It's hard to find your praise when you want to, if you're the wrong person, when you want to punch them in the nose. I really, really, really think that I'm missing an element in my teaching people, but I don't know how to go about it while working with a horse. So what I'm kind of thinking I might want to try is, I'm thinking like aerobics class, right? I'm thinking like a self-defense class. But what I'm actually thinking of is kind of a posturing class, a class that is going to be about teaching intention and body language, like human body language, how to present your intentions through your body language. Oh, you're not going to let me go. I thought you were going to let me go. You're not very nice. Oh, you're that guy. Never mind. That's why there's a gentleman who, for some reason, has a problem with lady truck drivers, and he's made that very clear a couple times. So he just made it clear again. Anyway, my bad. Forgot what I was going to say. That's not good. Shoot. Oh, duh. I wonder if I can edit that out. I doubt it. Wow, I lost my train of thought. I get easily sidetracked when I have a personality conflict with a person. Anyway, so I'm thinking I might need to develop, get my hand out of the screen, I might need to develop some kind of class that's no horses, that is teaching about how to express your intention through there was a word that came to my mind. I was thinking like birds that, like display their feathers and stuff to attract another bird or whatever. For some reason, I forgot what that's called though. It's posturing, but like to have a class that is really about teaching people how to throw their energy around, how to retract their energy when necessary, how to reduce and drain their energy when necessary, how to bring up their energy when necessary, how to control how much of their energy they bring up. Kind of like using the fan on a heater, like knowing when it's too hot, knowing when it's not hot enough, knowing when like when you're just now I turned the fan down and even still the fan is too, like, annoyingly loud for me, even though I need it to be on because I'm not warm enough yet. But, like knowing when something like that may be effectively useful, but the noise is so irritating that it's not effective. Does that make sense? Like, I'm ready to turn it down because the noise is bothering me enough that I would rather be told than listen to that noise. So it's interesting that would even be a good way to explain it. sometimes, although maybe fanning a rope, swinging a rope at a horse is an effective support, some horses, especially if they have potentially a background of having maybe been hit, some horses can either become offended, or if they have a history of being hit but they don't think of the person now swinging the rope at them as somebody that they fear lower than them, so now they would be like, oh yeah, swinging a rope to that horse could be too loud. It could be you're not touching him, you're not hitting him. It's way out here. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's the visual PTSD, even if the horse has been abused. So there's so much a human needs to figure out how to be within themselves, within their energy. So I'm wondering if I should somehow conduct a program or create a program. Conduct is not the right word. Create a program where I can help people channel their energy the right way before they expose their horses to it. Like I always tell, I can't fix something I can't recreate. If I take the horse from you and the horse doesn't do those things, I can't fix what's happening with you and the horse because I can't recreate it for myself. And like I said yesterday, I actually kind of wanted the horse to do it to me so I could fix it. Actually, in both cases, I wanted the horse, when the horse did charge the guy, he did respond appropriately. We had discussed it, and he did understand what I meant. So when the horse did come at him, he was prepared to properly manage that. And then I quickly took the horse from him because I don't know him that well. I don't know what frustration could have come of that in terms of the importance of, one and done. He threatened you, you responded, it's over. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes people become more offended by the horse actually thinking he had the balls to do that, and then it puffs up somebody's chest even worse. I quickly took the horse so that I can manage the situation, and then I encouraged him to do it again? No. I try to duplicate what caused it enough so that I can correct his consideration of doing that again. I didn't want him to do it again, but I wanted to see him consider it again. So I can tell him that's not really the right thought. And I was able to kind of reproduce. Sorry. I was able to kind of reproduce that. Yeah, I guess